Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
Hey, I'm Garrett from Taylor Steele, the Love Preachers, and Summer Sundown Music Festival.
And I'm Taylor Steele from Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers.
And we're here with Shane Presley on
Rock Paper Podcast.
Thanks for checking it out.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all. Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you live from the Pocket in St. Louis, Missouri, with Garrett and Taylor of Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers. And we got a big show, Summer Sundown Festival, coming up we need to talk about. So that's why we're here today. This is I'm excited to be here with you guys. So welcome to the show, everybody.
Thanks for having us, Shane.
Yeah.
This is gonna, like I said, we kind of I just met Taylor a while back. I guess a couple months ago. We got to sit down and do one of these, and then I officially met Garrett at Naked Vine. You all came out and played out there and got to properly meet, but we've been friendly online for a while now since I've been taking notice to the band and all that. So it's cool to actually get to sit down and talk and properly and stuff, and get to hang with you guys and talk about this big show coming up and what all you're a part of with this. So, but I guess kind of take me back a little bit, Garrett. We got a little bit of Taylor's story through her episode, but I guess, did you also from Effingham area?
I'm from the Effingham area. I grew up in Pana, which is 45 minutes northwest of there.
Okay.
Grew up, I got my first guitar when I was 12.
There you go.
Yeah, and started learning, I think we were sharing our terrible taste in music as teenagers, so I started learning a whole bunch of those types of songs back in the day.
I was just listening to, I still a sucker for some of that 90s and some of the 2000s new metal and all. I was listening the Korn just rolled through, speaking music and stuff with our teens and things. Like Korn just rolled through, and they were talking about how it's nuts that they think they're still doing this for 25 years now, and it's like they
should be.
All right. Well, I mean they're great, but it's just but they were really grateful that they that a band to have that kind of longevity, just doesn't happen very often to So for a band to still be selling out stadium arenas and or amphitheaters and everything still is pretty crazy to. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, go. I got a little excited when you said we're talking.
Tell us more about Korn, dude.
Yeah, man. So they put out this record.
Well, my story's not as cool as theirs, but.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town and started playing music with my friends really young age, and we started making up songs off the top of our heads, and I was in a band by 13, 14 years old, and ever since then it's just been...
What was that band called?
It was called Almost Nothing, and it was based on the amount of talent that we had at the time. And it was great. We had a lot of fun, and I decided when I went to school that I was going to go for something that I could do music. So I went to radio school, and that's kind of why I'm into podcasts and type of thing that you do, and I've been a big fan of yours because
thanks, man.
Yeah, you do a good job, and I learned that you couldn't do radio for a living very well once I got my radio degree. So having played in bands and having gone to a ton of shows growing up and in my early 20s, I decided I was going to go into live music. So I went started hosting open mics at my house in college and just going to every festival and show that I could go to, and thinking, man, I would really love to do promotions, put on my own shows and see how many people we could get to come out and have a great night at a show. So thankfully I got an internship whenever I graduated college in upstate New York, out in the Catskill Mountains, sort of close to Woodstock, New York.
Oh, nice.
And for 4 years I get to put on shows. They threw you right into the fire. You're going to be the marketing guy. You're going to be the stage manager. You're going to have 8 interns that work underneath you to boss around, and you're going to be in charge of tickets and the box office and every little thing, and booking the band's hotel rooms and their limos and all the hospitality and stuff like that. So I did that for a few years, 2012, 13, 14, and 16.
What kind of bands were you coming through there?
We were pretty close to New York City, so we got a ton of really great jazz bands from New York. But the stuff that we really were known for was we'd have the Doobie Brothers and
There you go.
We have Pat Metheny came up and played a show for us one time. We had, before I was there, Ray Charles' second to last show of his life was there.
Wow.
Which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
When I moved back from New York to Illinois, I found out that there was this thing called Moccasin Creek Festival that Bill Pasalacqua runs. Mm-hmm. And Bill had grown a fleet of volunteers to help him put it on. And I was like begging to help. So he put me right to work. And we had a great Moccasin Creek 3 years ago was my first one. And then 2 years ago, I had another blast at a Moccasin Creek. And then my roommate happened to be the graphic designer for Moccasin Creek and did all the logos for everything. And we were sitting around one day just thinking, like, I bet we could do our own festival. And the idea came about sort of just from the amount of bands that are in the area in Effingham and around Central Illinois. For some reason, there's a ton of really great music out there.
Oh, yeah.
So we thought between Bill and myself and Andrew, we all thought, let's put on a local band festival and see how many original rock bands from Illinois we could get to show up. And so now we're in our second year of the Summer Sundown Music Festival. We got 36 bands. We got some St. Louis action too.
Yeah.
That's what we're really here to tell everybody about. We're trying to bring our St. Louis friends over to Effingham. So we got Aaron Cam and the One Drops, the Mighty Pines.
I'm a huge fan of AK1D. I've been following those guys for quite a while, and I've talked about a bunch on the show, but I've worked a Oyster Bar for like the last 3.5 years, and they're a big part of why I started working there, because I was going there a lot to see them. And,
excellent.
And Funky Butt Brass Band's another big one that was a big influence down there and stuff. But
I got to give a shout out to the Lake Lights Festival. About 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago was the last one, but they had Aaron Cam for 2 straight years, and it was a group of my friends from Effingham. I'll give a shout out to Josh and Kevin and Casey and all those guys. They did a great job putting that on, and we're sort of carrying on the tradition of their thing.
There you go.
So we're excited to do that, mix it a little bit with our Moccasin Creek Festival crowd.
Yeah.
And
those guys are a wall of sound for a 3-piece. So
they are. Definitely. And we're really excited to have the brothers Lazaroff come. They might have 3 guys. They might have 25 guys in the band.
Yeah.
We're not really sure what's going to happen, but and our other St. Louis buddy Adam Gaffney's going to come up and play as well. Yeah. You've had him on the show, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a great writer, very talented singer-songwriter. So
along with that, we have 30 other acts, man. We're excited.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Also headlining up there was Amy Helm.
Yeah, Amy Helm was known for her own original music, and she's also known because her dad was the drummer for the band.
Sure.
Levon. So
yeah, Levon's
after her set on Saturday night, our friends from Carbondale, Lone Howl, they're going to do a band tribute.
Very nice.
It is pretty exciting. We're doing a Grateful Dead tribute on Friday night after Aaron Cam. We're doing a band tribute on Saturday night after Amy Helm. And we're doing an Allman Brothers tribute on Sunday after Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers.
There you go.
Or before.
And before the Mighty Pines. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You're right. It's before the Love Preachers.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And our full Love Preachers band will be involved in that Effingham Allman Brothers tribute. So it's all local, like legendary guitarists from Effingham area.
Yeah. Shout out to Jim Stewart and Marty Williamson and Larry Pasalacqua and Mac McDevitt, Kendall Scott. I don't know. There's just so many people playing. And Jared Chestnut's my co-musical director for the Allman Brothers show on Sunday at the festival. We're just kind of trying to throw as many amazing moments into the lineup as we can and get as many of our friends involved as possible and have a camp out for 3 days with everybody.
So we're talking about Summer Sundown Festival happening starting Thursday night, September 12th, and then it runs all weekend long through the 15th. And you'll do live music all day on Friday or all Saturday and Sunday?
That's right. We start at 11 in the morning on Saturday and Sunday. We go till midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild party. So grab them tickets today at summersundownfest.com. They can grab tickets.
That's right. It's a camp out thing. Bring the whole family. Kids 15 and under are free. And if you get tickets right now, it's only $60 for the whole entire weekend. So $20 a day for 36 bands. And we got great food out there, local beer. Shout out to 5770 Brewery and Effing Brew, our Effingham and T-Town breweries. They're going to be out there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is and so that's for you can get tickets for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but all Thursdays free.
Thursday's free. We want everybody to come out and set up camp early and hang out with us for Thursday night.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go to the festival and you come to Thursday, that's cool, but we're going to twist your arm a little bit, I think.
Yeah, and last year's, was it just Friday? It wasn't Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So the free party on Friday last year, it felt very much so being out at those festival grounds. To me, with, just a bunch of our friends too, but felt like a party at the Moon Tower situation, like Dazed and Confused.
The Thursday night pre-party's kind of where it's at.
Yep. And we should also mention, so this is all happening in Effingham. I don't know if we made that clear, but and this is at Lake Sarah.
That's right. There's a stage right next to the lake. There's a beach out there. I should mention that Barefoot Freedom Yoga, our friends Jolene and Casey, are hosting yoga all weekend long on the beach, and all festival attendees can get in for free to any of their classes that they're doing.
Very cool. I was talking about it a while ago with a friend. It was I kind of kicked myself for not making it happen, but it was we were talking about shows around the country that we wanted to go, different venues and different things, and I mentioned Red Rocks has always been one that I really want to get to, and I was an opportunity came about like a couple years ago, and it was JJ Gray and Mofro with Michael Franti, and both those guys are like two of my absolute favorites, and they do yoga on the rocks out there.
Oh, perfect.
And Franti's big into yoga, and he led the class on that Saturday morning or whatever it was. Did yoga out there, and I'm like, I don't do yoga. I've never been I never got into it at all. But like, I think I would give it a shot for trying it with Michael Franti. Like, like that would be really cool. So
I've never been to a happier musical experience than a Michael Franti show.
Yeah, well, it's all love, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he's makes everybody feel good. It's just an incredible show. Like, yeah. But
that's what we're going for.
Yeah,
we're trying to throw a party with all of our friends from Carbondale to Effingham to Champaign to Bloomington to St. Louis, and everywhere else. We got people from Nashville, Canada, San Diego, California, Woodstock, New York, coming to play with all our friends' bands. So, hoping everyone leaves in the best mood possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, live music, good cold beer, and yoga, and the lake, and everything. I mean,
camping out with your buddies.
Right. I mean, what else? That's about everything you need, right?
I know.
So, yeah.
As a musician in Effingham, it's exciting with their idea of having it all as a local music festival, because I mean there is so much great music in Central Illinois and these small towns like coming out of the woodwork, and for you guys to book someone like Amy Helm, for us it's like we're celebrating ourselves and like giving ourselves a treat.
Yeah,
it's really great.
I went down on Tuesday of this week, just kind of handing out posters and spreading the word about the festival, and hit up open mic at Tres Hombres in Carbondale, Illinois. And I just got to sit in with Nate Graham and Dakota Holden, and they were at the festival last year playing with the Jenny Johnson Band. And just to be able to drive 2 hours south of Effingham and sit in with these people that you really, really look up to, and then have them show up at our festival in Effingham, it's just like we're growing the family, we're growing the music scene, we're bringing people together, and that's the whole point of the whole thing. So we can go to St. Louis and recognize who's on stage, or we can go up to Champaign and partied in Effingham with that dude right there.
Yeah.
And hopefully it gets bigger every year, and
for sure
we can spread the love to some more St. Louis folks.
Yeah. That I think that's what's fun about these kind of festivals too, is just like the hang. It's like, the music's great and everything else, and you got your buddies around, but it's like also for all the bands, like because it's like a lot of times you don't get to go see Mighty Pines and Adam and whatever. All my St. Louis friends, I don't particularly know a lot of the others because I don't make it to Effingham a whole lot. I hopefully work my way over there and get to meet all of them soon, but they you get the chance to see all these people and get to hang with them afterwards and enjoy watching the next band with them and stuff too. And like,
these guys aren't like coming off a tour bus and walking on stage and getting back on. These are our friends. Like, they're going to be hanging out with us and bringing their families and camping out for 3 days. So,
and hopefully some collaborations. That's always a fun thing too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when somebody else jumps up on stage with a guitar and
Yeah,
surprise on their set.
The mashups on a small level like that is cool. And like what you were saying, bridging that gap of like the music scene in Carbondale or Mount Vernon and Effingham, where we're all kind of we're all in it together. It's like kind of a slogan, like if one of us succeeds, we all succeed, you know, like just
we're all rooting each other on. You should tell Shane about the best thing that happened on stage last year, talking about collaborations during
Matt, that was one of the coolest things ever.
During Matt's show?
Yeah. So Matt Poss Band, who's a local, who so many different stories and involved in this though. But so Steve Pulse is a headliner this year, but was last year as well. And I think we met him because he played at Moccasin Creek Festival. But he ended up buying one of our Love Preachers T-shirts, the first T-shirt we had, which was kind of a psychedelic, cool pattern. But he bought one of the shirts, and we sang "I Shall Be Released" all together on stage. It was the last, on Sunday, the last performance. And it was
Matt brought up everybody that wanted to come up.
But yeah, I got a bunch of people up, and it was kind of like a thank you to Garrett, really, because I knew, we loved that song, and I knew it would mean a lot to him. And then Steve Poltz ended up getting on stage, and there's a picture of me and Garrett and Steve Poltz with Steve Poltz wearing our T-shirt, all singing in the same microphone, center stage.
Very cool.
It was amazing.
Steve's a gem. He's one of the most entertaining people on the planet. And we're just very lucky that he's coming to our tiny little stage in Effingham to sing for us again.
Yeah, man. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about some of your music and hosting that open mic and stuff at your house and all this stuff. So I thought maybe it'd be good to drop in one of your live tracks we just did.
Please.
We did a little live jam in here at The Pocket. Again, check out The Pocket here, right next to Off Broadway if you're coming through.
Pocket's great.
Yeah, it's a great spot. thepocketstl.com. And but anyway, we did a little live jam. This is called Play It Again. Is that right?
The song that I did is called Flip the Record.
Flip the Record. Well, I was way off.
Well, you're not far off. It's the next line.
Right. So, anything you want to add around this tune?
This is a love song. It's sort of about a love that never happened, but you never know. It might happen in the future. And Taylor does phenomenal harmonies on it, and it's an exciting thing to have her sing with me. So. It usually sounds pretty good when I do it, but when she adds her thing, it takes it to a new level. So
yeah,
hopefully
that's the first song that I really found of one of yours that we were able to do together and collaborate on. And I feel like every time we sing it, it's kind of more meaningful too.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Flip that record and let's play it again. You keep me spinning around and yeah, you do. Well, I've been doing a whole lot of thinking about this life that I live. Tired of running around in circles with nothing to give. So now finding somebody who cares about me like you do keeps me breathing again, to find that freedom and laughter and truth. Yeah, you and forever when you're dreaming. Well, do you hear my voice like it's screaming? Yeah, I looked around and I took it in. Forever you'll be my friend. Flip that record and let's play it again and again. Just let it sink on in. That needle's just scratching the surface. That first song's about to begin. Flip that record and let's play it again. You keep me spinning around and around. You keep me spinning around and around. You keep me spinning around and around. Yeah, you do. Then one day you'll find that the two of us were one of a kind. Looking back, you'll rewind. These records spin deep in my mind. Flip that record. Let's play it one more time. You keep me spinning around and around. You keep me spinning around and around. You keep me spinning around and around. Yeah, you do.
Like, do you have like a solo record, or are you working on that, or you're?
I am working on a solo record. I don't have one sort of officially booked, like a recording session or anything, but I bought my own microphone yesterday.
There you go.
And I have a solo record from 4 years ago. It's not really, you can't really find it unless you dig through like the Goodwill stacks. It might be somewhere around Central Illinois at a Goodwill. But yeah, I'm working on a record. This will be one of the songs on it.
You ever listen to Mitch Hedberg?
Yeah.
Mitch is one of my absolute favorites. I like pretty much quote him daily because like he's one of those guys that had a joke about everything. So every time whatever I'm doing, something comes to mind with him. But there's and when he's recording his first CD, there's a line where he says like, he's recording it and he's like, yeah, I had CDs before, but this one's actually be in stores. He's like, before I had to go in there and like put it on the shelf, it's and he's like, he goes, no, you need to you need to alphabetize that one. That was like, no, that's for sale now and stuff. And like, so he was just leaving his own record in stores and stuff, trying to get somebody to buy it. But anyway, yeah. So check out those Goodwill bins. Maybe do some digging and find Garrett's record. But
Fossil Fuels is the name of it. It's a great record, really.
Thanks.
It sounded awesome, man. Like I said, I really like what you're doing. And again, with the band, your Love Preachers band together, with all of you, it sounded awesome that night at Naked Vine, getting to see it properly. And then you're talking about records. You all just released your own album a bit ago, and another just phenomenal album. Like I really, I remember, like I said, talking to Taylor a while back about it, and just was blown away when I first gave it a listen. I didn't know what to expect, and I was really impressed.
We didn't know what to expect either.
When going in, we put a lot of time and effort. Obviously, I guess if you're doing a record in Nashville, you got to do that. But yeah, I thought sending it out to you and doing the podcast with you is the first time I'd really done that. So, and hearing your feedback from the record too, like meant a lot, I think, to me, and I relayed that to them too, because just that first thing, like, how you feel about it, but you want to know how your impression is and how other people feel, because with that style of music that I write and that we're doing, it's very soulful and rootsy, and I really want people to get the feeling. There's a lot of feeling in it.
Yeah, I agree. But that was right up my alley, so it matched my taste very well. So it definitely awesome. Felt really good about it and stuff. But anyway, so that record now is available. You got the Bandcamp account and everything, right?
Yeah, we do have it on Spotify now too, and I think Pandora and iTunes.
Yeah, if you guys could put it on Spotify and just kind of mute it, go to bed, put it on repeat.
We need those plays, baby.
Yeah, that. I'll have to definitely. I have a little playlist, like a accumulating list of all the people that played on the show and stuff. And I tried to add those on there and so. Oh,
you can actually find the Summer Sundown Music Festival playlist on Spotify too. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool too. Just for whatever event, just kind of put a random mix of playlists together and stuff like that.
Get everybody in the know on what they're gonna come and experience.
Yeah. And we finally got our Searching album, the Love Preachers album, on Spotify, just in time before the festival to get it added to the festival Spotify playlist, and that just feels good, even though it's our home festival. It's still is cool.
Right. Yeah, that definitely. I mean, it's just imagine it's pretty neat seeing your name right next to Amy Helms and everything, whatever, and everything else. Yeah. So that's got to be cool.
I forgot to mention One Way Traffic is another St. Louis band that's playing the festival. Sorry, guys.
And another group just dropped a brand new record too. So
yeah, they're fantastic.
Yep, very fun. They've been making a name for themselves rather quickly in town, and all around the area. Like they've been hustling. They just got a great sound, and people have really been responding. I worked their record release party the other night and just packed house. And
nice.
It was a good party. So
we've been noticing these folks.
Yeah, I mean, they're like I said, all of them were hustling, trying to make a name for themselves. So
yeah, I heard her the first time at Beezenstock. The first year that I played solo there.
I heard her with Cluster Pluck back in the day at the Lake Lights Festival in Effingham. That's the first time I heard her. Yep. Leah, right?
Yep, Lee Osborne fronts the group, but they all sing, they all play. It's so it's interesting watching them swap, instruments and all the things, everything else. They all play it all pretty much. Very multi-talented band. So
the connections between musicians too that you realize, I think the guitar player with them now used to play with Adam Gaffney.
Yeah.
And, our friend Kendall plays with Adam Gaffney now, who's going to be at the festival. And
Kendall did the show with Adam that night. We did some jamming
he's
too.
He's like our brother.
Yeah. Yeah, great guy. Well, so we're talking about Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers. Again, check out that record, Searching, wherever you get your digital music. And going to, of course, seeing them live at Summer Sundown Music Festival happening September 13th through 15th. For your tickets, the free show, again, kicking off Thursday night on the 12th. And but you can also see Taylor live at my singer-songwriter showcase happening on Tuesday, September 10th.
I'm very excited.
Will be Taylor Steele and Andrew Dahl and Eric Barnes, and that'll be held at Naked Vine in Chesterfield, Missouri. So if you're listening in the St. Louis area or beyond, like, you're welcome to come out to Chesterfield, Missouri, to Naked Vine. Great space. Brian does a hell of a job running that bar, and
it's a very cool space.
Yep. So it'll be more of a stripped down acoustic storytelling evening, more of a listening room setting. So quite a bit different than the festival, but still going to be a great time. So
maybe we'll send some festival tickets with you.
There you go. Yeah, great
that'd
idea.
Be great, definitely.
We could definitely raffle some off
That'd
or something.
Awesome.
I'll sell them for you.
Raffle off a pair or something during the set break or whatever.
Yeah.
Or something like we can. That'd be fun.
Stay tuned, people.
Yeah, maybe show up and get yourself some tickets to the festival. So
yeah,
that'd be great.
And the Love Preachers were playing on Sunday of Summer Sundown, and we're playing in between the Effingham Allman Brothers tribute and the Mighty Pines.
Yeah. It's a nice tasty sandwich right there.
It's a tasty
Right.
sandwich.
Yeah, and it's cool.
It's a jam sandwich.
We were talking about how many people are involved in that Allman Brothers thing, and realizing that all members of our band are a part of it in one way or another, and that we get to just strip away the rest of the guests, and then we have our set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat that the Mighty Pines will be there because they get to do all the stuff with Sean down at the Oyster Bar, and I'm sure they've done the Allman Brothers plenty of times.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of times they, I'm sure some of those guys have been definitely involved, but I know a lot of times the Scandaleros are a big part of the Allman Brothers set.
Oh, yeah?
Because they kind of really fall into, like, Sean does a really great job of, like, casting the guys that play that type of music already.
Yeah, I saw them in Benton, Illinois for the Farm Aid. I think it was last year. That was the first time I saw Scandaleros.
Yeah, but they play that same kind of swampy southern rock and stuff, and they're great.
I loved it.
But Mighty Pines are fantastic. They've definitely been, that's how I really got to know those guys, was because they were playing with Sean every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started meeting them and learned of their original music and learned of the Mighty Pines. And so that's what's cool about what Sean's doing too, is just like the networking, introducing. I'm hoping more people are doing like I'm doing and going out and discovering their original music too. So as long as those shows are fantastic, but anyway, Mighty Pines, they got a couple of records out there and a live album they just recut at Delmar Hall a little bit ago. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and we met them because the promoter of Moccasin Creek Festival, Bill Poss, when we were just a baby band at the beginning, and we've changed a lot in 2 years too. We've been talking about that.
It's like our second show ever was opening for the Mighty Pines.
Yeah, we didn't know of them until Bill booked them in Effingham at a little bar called The Office, and we opened up for them, and it was a great show.
nice.
So it's kind of cool how all these connections are made. That's how the music community works, I guess.
Yeah, when I look at this festival poster that we have sitting in front of us, all I see is like I just see the story of how I know of these people and how everyone's connected and how everyone is kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of people that have been in it. Another one of these bands, everybody's kind of just a big happy band family. We're just trying to grow. So
Sure. Well, we should probably do proper rundown of all these everybody on this list.
Let's do it.
Should we start? I guess we'll go. You probably should help me out with some of these names because I'm sure I'll mess them up.
Well,
You want to start?
got Amy Helm,
There you go.
Woodstock, New York. We got the Mighty Pines, Aaron Cam and the One Drops, Steve Poltz, Edward David Anderson, our good buddy from Bloomington. He just had a baby with his wife today.
Yeah, we kind of become friendly a little bit too, and I just saw you had a baby. That was
So
awesome.
big ups to Ed and Kim. Good job, guys. Actually, me and Kendall are going to play with Ed on his set on Friday. We're going to play a bunch of his old Backyard Tire
There you
Fire
go.
stuff and some covers and some new Ed material. So
Nice.
it'll be a blast.
Yeah.
Sun Stereo from Champaign is like a circus act, a funky circus act. And I cannot wait for that. That's right before Aaron Cam. Brothers Lazaroff from right here in town. Us, Taylor Steele and the Love Preachers. John Till from Bloomington. He's like a one-man band show, playing awesome Delta blues and kind of swampy thing. Glad Rags is my buddies from Chicago. They're going to, I think they're up to like 8 people in the band now. And they call it dreamy synth pop, whatever that means. Orchestral dreamy synth pop is what they're going to bring.
It's kind of psychedelic and cool, though.
Psychedelic, crazy stuff. Their first record was like, one of the songs was called Heroin Jazz, so you get the idea if you listen to that. And then we have Bill Poss and the Useful Tools, One Way Traffic, Lone Howl from Carbondale, our buddy Todd Hazelrig from Charleston, Mountain King from Fairfield, Granville. Granville's led by my good buddy Aaron America Wilson, who owns the record store in Effingham. Check out America's Groove Record Store if you're ever in town. Lone Hollow from Nashville, our buddies Local Honey from Effingham, Adam Gaffney, Fiona Kimball. She just moved down to Louisville, but she's from Champaign. Tim Crosby from Carbondale.
I actually recorded with Tim right over there.
Right in this room?
Yep. Yeah, he came over and did River City Opry one night, one Sunday afternoon, and he aired off Broadway, and then we hung out here at the Pocket afterwards. So
Tim's from my hometown, actually.
Yeah. Big shout out to Tim.
Yeah. Dakota Danielle from T-Town / Nashville. Katrina Sturton from Ottawa, Ontario. She's our farthest traveled entertainer. Matt Kulig, he's from Flora, Illinois. Awesome singer-songwriter. Danny Flowers, she sings like a bird. She plays a mean bluegrass guitar.
She did your release party, right?
She did, yeah.
Yeah, she was our first artist of the night.
Jeremy McConaughey from Benton. He actually recorded his record with the drummer of the Avett Brothers, which is pretty awesome. It's a great record, Conversations. Check that out. Trevor Parent, one of the youngest guys on our list. He just put out his first record. Can't remember what it's called. Sorry, Trevor, I don't remember what your record's called, but it's awesome. And then Ed Anderson's going to play Grateful Dead tribute on Friday. Lone Howl's going to play a band tribute on Saturday, and me and a bunch of our friends are going to play an Effingham tribute to the Allman Brothers on Sunday. And we lined it up to be the tribute to the Watkins Glen Super Jam.
There you go.
From way back in the day is kind of what that's all about.
Yeah, that's a crazy show to think about, like those bands, and then the amount of people that attended and everything. Like
it's insane.
Yeah, that's
I think it was the year after Woodstock, maybe.
Right, something like that.
Something
I think
like that. Maybe 2 years after.
Real close, yeah.
Our Thursday night is the Smoke Rings. My band, the Bathtub Hooch Band, we're going to be playing with our former guitar players. We're going to do a rotation of our former lead guitar players through that set. Chris Lee is hopefully going to be on that with us. Kendall Scott and Todd Hazelrig is going to jam with us on that too. Porch Fire from Carbondale, Lowdown Days from Alney, Angela French from Mount Vernon, and the Sox from Alney. That's our Thursday night.
There you go.
36 bands on this lineup, Shane.
Man.
You should mention the songwriter showcasers, songwriter circles.
Oh, yeah. Each day is going to have 3 songwriters, it's usually about noon or a little after, sitting on stools, telling stories, swapping songs. Taylor's going to be on one with Danny Flowers and Dakota Danielle on Saturday. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So we do one of those each day and a tribute band each day and a whole bunch of original rock and roll music in between.
Sounds incredible. That's going to be a lot of fun. So again, check out summersundownfest.com. You can find the official Facebook page and Instagram account. Follow along, more updates and pictures along the way and everything.
Follow us on MySpace.
There you go. Yeah.
Put you in my top 8.
Yeah.
Taylor doesn't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I had a MySpace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had a skull background.
Oh, she's
and
badass.
I had on my playlist, I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry.
Nice. I wish we could all go back and check out our terrible MySpace pages.
What's weird is like how terrible that site is today. Like I don't know what they did to it. Like
they broke it.
It's like it's not even functioning. Like I don't know. Like
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I mean, like
sabotaged it.
Right. I've tried to go back because like find pictures and stuff on there or whatever and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, there's a lot of the stuff that's still there, but like it's so hard to function. And it's like, how can this website be that bad? Like, I mean, like it's worse than
They've
like,
given up.
yeah. But like,
On second thought, don't check
Yeah,
out our
right.
MySpace page.
Anything that's on there should be gone forever.
Don't look at that.
Anyway, but I've also tried to dig up some of the old bands too, some of the songs that are from some of those bands and stuff, because a lot of those recordings aren't available anywhere else. You know, it's like,
yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
some of my friends like from high school bands and things like that, and so
That's one of the places I really started finding out about my
yeah,
local
that's what it was about.
musician friends, you know?
For sure.
Now we have Facebook, and it's
Yeah,
like
it was nice.
that on steroids.
It was nice. You could put your friend's song as your, you know, profile music
I loved
and stuff.
that.
And,
I had so many people that were just from around my area that I just, you know, you just go to browse and find out what other goofy 15-year-old kids making songs in his
Right.
living room or whatever.
I mean, I think maybe right before all that too. We had STL Punk.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of the same kind of thing, forum where you could have swap music a lot and stuff and talk about a lot of St. Louis bands and stuff like that. So
Now look how far we've come. You got your
Yeah.
own podcast.
right. Well, let's drop in another live one that you two did together. Also here live from the pocket. And what was the name of this one, Taylor?
This one's called Birch. And we joke, I have to say this, but we joke about whenever we were in the studio and came up with kind of the full production of the song, we're like, we could probably sell this to Toy Story 4, but then it had already come out.
Yeah.
So we kind of missed our chance. But this is the stripped down version. This is a song that I wrote about my first boyfriend after my first boyfriend broke up with me. And it's a very existential song for being 15, I think, when I wrote it. But it's still one of my favorite songs now that I've written.
It's one of the fan favorites from the record, and it's my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
sounded
love them all, but this one hits me.
for sure. Yeah, it sounded really good here. Like, just like I said, the stripped down version with just you two playing together sounded good.
We should take all that we had, shoot it into space so that the human race can see what we've done. Birch was a place where the night sky can make you fall in love. We asked about passion, how it could be, found that you can find it in the trees. That road led to a horizon where the future was so much bigger. Uncertainty hung with every leaf. Love will grow stronger and turn around to tell you you're better off just giving to yourself. belong.
Well, that speaking of that Toy Story, that movie, that was so good.
It was. I saw it twice.
Yeah. All those. I mean, not that like any others were any bad, but like, yeah, I was curious how they were going to pull off 4 because 3 was so good, but they did a really good job with it. So
I was secretly hoping that all the toys would go into the incinerator at the end of the 3rd one.
Damn.
oh man,
It would have been the most epic ending to Toy Story.
Now you're getting
Jesus,
dark.
Garrett.
Can we cut this from the... No, but really, I was rooting for it at the theater.
I think I shed at least one tear.
We were all bawling.
Well, that's
Toy
what,
Story 3, I bawled my eyes
Yeah,
out.
that's what I'm talking about.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like we were all like of that age. Like we were Andy. You know, it's like so.
Yeah.
It's like that's what was so
Yeah.
hard about that. It was like
And that was something like I'm younger than you guys too, but that's a multi-generational, at least between
Sure.
our 2 generations, Toy Story and Lion King and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
hit me as much as it hit you guys.
the new Lion King's great too. I had a lot of fun with that. Did you all watch that one?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I haven't seen the new one.
I saw some people kind of ripping it up. You know, just like
I didn't like it as much as I thought I would.
I thought it was a lot of fun. Me and my wife went and really enjoyed it, and I liked that there was enough of the original that it was still like the same story and thing.
Yeah.
Like but there was also new punchlines, especially with like Timon and Pumbaa. So it wasn't like the
Yeah, it was more modern
jokes
jokes.
and stuff. Like
Yeah.
so it was nice not to know what everything was coming. Like you got some surprises in there and stuff. So anyway, I really enjoyed it, and like I thought they did a really great job with casting.
I thought they did a terrible job not picking our song for the movie.
Right. They
That's not the Lion King for Toy Story.
well,
Oh, sorry,
could've-
guys.
They still could have picked it.
I know.
You know, they messed up. maybe
I guess because it was live action, you know, and because it was when I was little, I guess I almost expected, like I forgot it's still for kids, you know, I like wanted it to be for me at
Right.
my age now, you know, which, you know, is
Sure.
unlikely.
right. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to remember this is still pitched to children. So
Yeah, but the animation, the live action was really cool.
Right. Yeah, it's unreal the fact that like you look at that and it's like this isn't real animals. Like this is.
Right. And it's beautiful. Like,
I gotta see this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's also just 'cause I think a lot of people are just kind of burnt now already on the fact that they're remaking every single one of our
Yeah.
childhood movies and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, so we got again. We got almost your whole week planned out for you. You got Sunday, or you got starting with Tuesday the 10th. You can come see Taylor live at Naked Vine with Andrew Dahl and Eric Barnes, part of my singer-songwriter storytelling showcase. And then starting off Thursday for the weekend, live music goes all weekend long over at Summer Sundown Music Festival. Tickets available at summersundownfest.com.
It's only an hour and 35 minutes from St. Louis.
Yeah,
We've got 1 million hotel rooms in town. You can camp right there on the lake with us, too, if you want.
here you go.
Get on 70 and find us all the way.
Just stop at the
there.
Giant Cross.
Here you go. There's only one giant cross.
That's right.
We're at the
Illinois.
crossroads.
I feel like there's you drive down any highway down Illinois, there's just a bunch of crosses. Like I don't know if it's part of their like I feel like there's like those when I go to Chicago, I see a bunch of them like on 55 that goes to Chicago.
None of them are like ours, though.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not saying I'm just but
Not that we're too proud or
Yeah.
anything.
but definitely come to see the Effingham one. I got to make it over there. Like I know, like you're saying, there's a lot of great music, and I've heard a lot of between some of the other shows and everything else going on. But
You can see music 6 nights a week in Effingham, easily.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Somehow.
I need to make that happen.
It's really amazing how it's grown into that. Like we just did a Woodstock tribute show as a band. That's what we've been working on the past couple months, and we learned like 20 new songs and songs like that are our favorite songs anyway. But that night we did the show out at Larson's Landing, the location of Summer Sundown, that festival vibe. But there were still like 2 or 3 other shows going on that same night in town, you know. So it's cool when that happens because they're all our friends too.
Yeah, I love when like it's a little different now, but I used to go to Oyster Bar, and then we had Beale on Broadway and BB's right there, and we called it Blues Triangle, and I could hop from all three venues and watch, three different shows happening in all the same night, and
Nice.
and it was a lot of fun just kind of being a part of the community that of South Broadway there and stuff, and
Yeah, and even on our more rural level, being less competitive about it, not being like, oh, we're booked on the same night, like. The fact that people have options to hop around and experience more than one thing in a night. That's great for our area.
Definitely. Well, I guess that's about it, right?
Let's talk about
what else we got on
the only thing we didn't talk about was Deb Stock.
Well, we can do that too. We can definitely talk about Deb Stock.
Could I throw in a date for the Love Preachers real quick?
Nope, absolutely not. running out of tape.
I just want to mention Wander Down Music Festival.
Oh, yes.
That we're both a part of. Garrett's the stage manager, right?
One of them, me and Patrick.
Yeah. And
Patrick
our band is on the bill for it. But we're playing. It's at Touch of Nature in Makanda. So it's like a retreat with workshops, and it's out where you can get cabins and stay, and there's a lake stage, like the stage with the lake backdrop, but it's the Way Down Wonders out of Chicago or Peoria area, right? It's their festival. But we're playing alongside the Infamous String Dusters are playing, and we have a set right after the Infamous String Dusters.
Wow.
So it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Infamous String Dusters are opening for us.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty cool.
it's not true. But
Hey, she said they're playing before you guys. So.
okay.
Yeah, well, they're going to get done on the main stage, and then hopefully people will hear us playing and wander over to us.
I saw my friends, I guess, I'm assuming it was the same one. I didn't really dive too deep, but I made a joke similar to that they played after Shinedown, and I was like, hey, that's cool that Shinedown opened for you guys. So I was like...
Technically, Aaron Cam and the One Drops open for us in Charleston.
Yeah, on a technicality.
We'll take it. So when is the Way Down Festival?
Oh, it's it's October, the weekend after my birthday. So it's the 19th and 20th, 18th, 19th and 20th of October.
So bring your gift for Taylor, and then come to the party.
Yeah. 22, baby.
And you asked me about Deb Stock, and this is I've talked a little bit about it on the promo and stuff, or the intro and things. But this is a show I put together for my mother, Debbie Manahan, and she has stage 4 glioblastoma, brain cancer, and we've been doing. We did 3 weeks now of chemo and radiation treatment, and just anybody that's aware been through all this, the bills just keep coming. So this is a benefit, trying to help with some of that, and hopefully, well, I booked the show with all her favorite bands, and
that's awesome. And
my goal is to get her there and put a smile on her face and have a great day and kind of forget about this mess for a bit, and it was really cool to call on some friends, Holiday and the East Side Rhythm Band, the Scandaleros, Big Mike Aguirre and the Blue City All-Stars, Joe Bazzelli, Matt Wynn, and Jackson Stokes. And I called these guys, and I'm like, hey man, you guys want to play? And they're like, absolutely, we're there, whatever you need. And so it feels really good to have a bunch of your friends on board, and so. An old rock house too. They've been super supportive, and that's where we'll have it on September 8th, 4 to 9, and $10 tickets in advance, $15 at the door. Everything goes 100% of the proceeds go directly to my mother, and we'll have silent auction stuff. I got some really cool things. Broadway Oyster Bar donated some gift cards, Sugar Fire Barbecue, Naked Vine. I'm going to blink on some people. Ink Spot in Troy, Missouri did some stuff. And Ted's Harley Davidson and I think Alton. I think that's where they're at. I forget now what city it is officially. But Ted's and And then, I don't know, anyway, but a lot of great stuff. People donated. Lion's Choice also in St. Louis here. So a lot of really cool baskets have been donated, and it's really just really nice to see the whole community kind of reach out. And so I thank you all for everything. So it's been really cool.
Nice.
But yeah, so it stinks, but we're making the best of it and celebrating every day we have together, and that's what it's all about, just trying to celebrate life and have a good time.
It's
and
a beautiful thing that you're doing for your mom, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Like, I mean, that's all I know how to do, It's like it just made sense when it happened. I'm like, let's throw a concert. And we used to go to a ton of shows together, and that was kind of our thing, especially after she retired. Like, it was like we just started going to concerts all the time together, and so she became a huge fan of like all these guys that I mentioned. They're all friends of mine, and then she started going to their shows and just fell in love with the music and the guys and girls making the music and everything. So it's like, it's just been a lot of fun to continue to introduce. She spent a lot of my youth introducing me to all this music, and now I get to introduce her to all my music and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun. So that's what this whole party's about. So,
well, Shane, you're doing a great thing with the podcast and organizing everybody and spreading the word about what everybody else is doing, and we appreciate you.
I'm having a ton of fun doing it. I get to hang with my buddies like you guys and just get to talk music. I mean, that's a pretty sweet gig. So
yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And then hopefully Summer Sundown is a huge success, and we do this again next summer, and talking about the 3rd annual, right?
Love it. And you're going to have to send me some suggestions for some bands, too.
Hey, I might know a couple.
You might.
I'll see what I can do. All right. Well, thank you all for everything. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you at Summer Sundown Music Festival.
See you at Sundown, people.
Bye, everybody.
Sundown.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.